Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Oh, let's review.
Let's review. Let's review.
Let's review.
Season 2.
Bum.
Bum.
Santa Christ, Santa Christ. All right, how you doing, BlueDragonFive? We're doing a little bit of a late night Christmas in July here.
I'm well.
All right, cool. So just to jump right into it, this is kind of covering some new territory here. We're doing the first web-based Christmas special, the first web series, which I feel like the concept of a web series is something that's becoming, of course, more and more prevalent. But right now we're doing something that's near and dear to geek culture's hearts, the Nostalgia Critic, because, you know, who is online now that doesn't, who's in the geeky community that doesn't have at least some appreciation for Nostalgia Critic. He's, even if you think he's kind of lost his mojo over the years or whatever, he was kind of a trailblazer when it comes to this sort of stuff. Without the Critic doing what he did in the late 2000s, I don't know what the geek culture. It's funny because he really did change a lot of stuff. He really did kind of trailblaze some stuff. But anyways, that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about You're a Dirty Rotten Bastard, a Nostalgia Critic Christmas special. I will be kind of taking you guys through this one. I definitely was the one who really kind of championed. I can't talk. I suggested this. I wanted to do this. This was my choice. I apologize. Championed.
Well, your choice. Your decision.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't it?
I brought it up. I remember bringing it up. But,
did you bring it up? I thought I brought it up.
You can take credit for it, but I brought it up.
Yeah, I'll take. I want to take credit for it.
Okay, I just want to make that clear.
Okay, I don't right. I mean, come on, when we did that whole thing, planning
I
it
know,
out,
I'm kidding.
threw everything at the wall.
I'm kidding. I remember writing that down on the 2 lists we made of all these specials.
Oh God, right. Okay, so so this was really fun. Now, of course, this is kind of a bizarro version of It's a Wonderful Life. That's sort of the premise.
It's a very unconventional route of It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh yes. And the interesting thing to note here is that this was one of the first times, of course, Nostalgia Critic, he did Kick-Assia before this. I want to say this was around the same time as Suburban Nights. But I don't think there had ever been a Nostalgia.
This is before, no, Tiki, this is before Suburban Nights. This is when he found the guy who would be Malachite.
Okay.
This is the first time, Orlando appeared.
Okay, gotcha. Right, fair enough. So this was this was one of the first Nostalgia Critic episodes, if not the first, that entirely focused around the characters, and there wasn't a review at all.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, we had Kick-Assia before this, but that was really kind of a movie. So this was really kind of the first, unless you want to count the Critic versus Nerd thing, this was like the first really major kind of Critic episode that really just focused on the idea of Critic as a character and not so much just a concept. And it really kind of developed him and expanded him out. And, of course, as with any good Channel Awesome Christmas or a Channel Awesome special in general, we get a lot of good crossovers, a lot of cameo action going on. So a lot of good stuff going on. So with that in mind, you want to jump right into it?
Sure. So we start with good old Santa Christ.
It's played brilliantly by Rob Walker.
Yep.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm Santa Christ. All right. And Santa Christ, he's he set it all up. There was one year where Christmas almost didn't happen, and this has nothing to do with that.
So that's Chuck that's subverting some holiday expectation there.
Oh yeah. No, I love how he introduces the Critic. He's like, there once was a little boy named the Nostalgia Critic. And then we see like the Nostalgia Critic. He's like a freeze frame, like yelling at the camera, like,
I love like the little storybook thing. Like,
right.
And then, Nostalgia Critic's not having such a jolly Christmas.
No, he's not. He's like,
and you know
I've had it, man. I've had it. You don't give me one good thing to review. I mean, what is this? A fucking Charlie Brown Kwanzaa?
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
Apparently he was reviewing Charlie Brown Kwanzaa and that pushed him over the edge.
Apparently.
It would seem. So it pushes the NC over
oh god,
the
there's
edge.
A lot of stuff. There's a lot of jokes I could make about Franklin that I just won't touch with a 10.
And then let's go to our other racially different character of the show, Mati.
Yeah, this was back when Mati was a thing. This was back when Mati was around. So
Mati was always funny. I really love.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He was.
It is beyond fathom that he didn't come back for that one special.
Oh, I know.
I was saying, he couldn't have come back for like one, but no.
Like one scene, like a cameo at least, you know?
I was saying he is the
as a Force ghost or something.
He is literally the plot point of that movie.
Exactly.
Okay, anyway, the point is, so we got the wonderful, Mati played by Bargo.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little Bargo point. So,
but Critic,
you can't
leave. What I love about Mati is that the Mati from Captain Planet sounds nothing like that at all.
Yeah, and basically he does like a Conehead impression almost.
Right.
You cannot leave. It's like he's almost like.
And of course, his famous first appearance. Well, I'll tell you what I think about the whole situation. It fucking sucks.
I just keep thinking of the bit from Coneheads where he sees his daughter has a tattoo. He says, "What have you done to your cone?" Anyway, I'm sorry, Mati says, "But no, Critic, you can't." And he says, "Well, he tries to stop him from walking out. Just says, "No, you run the show now." And then with a Fraggle puppet that England, if you're in the comments, and we know you are, tell us which one it is, please.
Is it a Fraggle puppet?
It is a Fraggle, yes.
Are you sure?
They misnamed Giggles, but apparently it has a real name, so that's your task, England.
I had no idea that was a Fraggle puppet. I had no freaking clue.
Hey, Tiki, I'm talking to England right now. Give me a minute. So, England, listen.
I don't know for sure that it's England.
England, listen. Leave in the comments. Just tell us which.
That's how
Fraggle.
small our viewership is, people. When we see one viewer viewing this live, we know exactly who it is.
England, I know you're there watching us. If not right now, then shortly. Just let us know which Fraggle is. We really want to know. Okay.
I'll actually keep the eye on the comments.
Wait, is he there?
No, I don't know. I don't know if he is or not, but if he is, I'll get a notification if he comments.
Okay, let us know.
Keep an eye on that.
Anyway, thank you, England, and anyone else who might want to help out too. But still, thank you.
And also, England, if you're watching, please let me know if you want to be on for the Disneyland thing. Send me a PM if you're watching.
Okay.
Just because we're addressing you directly, apparently.
Sorry, folks. Okay, back to the episode. Megan. So Mati with Fraggle in hand. So
oh no, it's not England who's watching. Okay.
Okay, fine. Anyone who is watching, please leave. Just anyone in general. Just listen to the Fraggle is, okay? Thank you. You win our Christmas in July love sweepstakes. Okay.
That was an ordeal.
So.
All right. Anyways.
Mati with puppet runs the show now. He's ecstatic. Then what? Go on.
Then what? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. So he puts an ad. Well, I'm sorry. First off, Roger appears as guardian angel. The
played by Orlando.
Oh yes, played by Orlando Belize, I believe is his last name.
I also think that's his last name.
Belize, and this is funny. He's just like Critic. He doesn't even get to finish his statement. Critic just punches him in the face.
I just thought something really funny. I'm sorry. It's just Belize.
Oh God.
Breaking Bad. Sorry. Continue.
We don't have the jar. All right. So, Critic, he's had enough Jehovah's Witnesses for one day.
Which is funny. Okay, so yeah, then the Nostalgia Critic, he's calling for an ad in the want ads.
Yeah, I have it word by word. He wants one cynical, pompous internet celebrity ready to review for buttloads of cash. Oh yes, I'm sure it'll get plenty of responses.
That's the thing with the Nostalgia Critic. It's always kind of the running gag, like him with the one-side conversation gag. Those are always funny.
So he barely he gives it like 10 seconds, and he calls back right as Roger comes up and he's trying to explain himself, like, maybe you misheard me. And then what does he do? What does he do as he's
he uses a pair of pliers to let's just say practice the Nutcracker Suite.
Oh man. And as he's doing that, he's just calling it the news baby. He's just like, oh, any responses to that? No, okay. I'll call back later.
Okay, well, before we go any further,
I love this little gag after he hangs up. He's just like, all right, maybe I should wait a minute.
Okay, before we go any further, let's just chalk up a few tropes here.
Okay.
Okay, one, we got we have obviously our Scrooge being the sales critic.
Obviously, that one's easy to call.
We got our Angel, kind of our Clarence type character.
He even refers to him by name as Clarence. So yes.
So we got our Angel, our guardian angel. Definitely. We also have Santa Claus-ish. Santa.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out. Also, we have like kind of the Christmas story setup of like opening Christmas. I just want to go over a few before we go for. Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So, critics pointing out like, you're still here? Oh, you have balls.
I used to
have balls. All right. Anyways, so Roger kind of explains what's going on. He said, I'm your guardian angel, and I'm here to show you how you played a big part in keeping everyone going. Keeping the love.
So it's a wonderful life scenario here. So another Christmas trope, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then Critic points out, your guardian angel wears your wings, and
this sets him off.
Apparently, like a racial slur for guardian angels in a way. Oh, I didn't notice I have wings or anything. Oh, come on. Like, I haven't heard that before.
He's an angel in training. After he kind of refines his composure, he says, angel in training.
Also, I'm sorry, before we get further I just want to point out kind of the irony of Critic threatening to stop doing the Nostalgia Critic and then that actually happening.
Yep.
Because there's actually a few things that are almost kind of like creepy, like real life sort of
scenarios. Yeah. They're few.
It's almost like prophetic in a way. Like you can kind of point out like a 6 degrees of separation type thing going on.
Well, Canada getting blown up, that's one.
Yeah, I'll mention it as it goes along, but there's some kind of darkly ironic stuff.
Yeah, there are seriously darkly ironic things. So let's see. So then Critic, he tries to get at it again. Let's put a bit of this in there for some Christmas trip. Just kind of a bit of a Christmas Carol, like the journey that the reluctant person going on the journey.
Right.
Of like I'm sick. He doesn't pretends to be sick, so he doesn't have to go. And again, more Christmas Carol, like grab the robe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we get the first of a few really good cameos,
and the adventure begins.
I love how Roger refers to the snob as, "Oh, your beloved cinema snob."
Oh, seriously, he is beloved. How do you not?
Oh yeah, he's great.
Again, it's so funny. One of the most beloved reviewers on that site reviews porn.
And I'd say at this point, I think Brad Jones probably has more credibility than anyone else on that site, bar none, which is just hilarious. All right, anyways.
Okay, so Cinema Snob appears to be a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
Not Mario.
Yeah. No. He never made the transition into internet reviews because you weren't there to inspire him.
But then we had a little reveal that there's a lovely lady walks by with the ever lovely Jillian. Oh man, seriously, how lovely is Jillian?
She's great, but there's some really uncomfortable shit going on here.
Well, yeah, and at this time during the thing, and it's in the credits too. They were married at this time. These two unfortunately got a divorce, which I should say I don't know anything about them, so I don't know if it's unfortunate or not. But
well, you know what? I'm just glad that they're still friends, and I'm glad that she's still part of it. You know what I mean? I'm glad that. Anyways, but the really kind of uncomfortable thing, man, it's.
I don't really know how I don't really view it as an uncomfortable thing. It's kind of funny. I don't know.
No, there's an uncomfortable thing that you might not even know about, though.
Well, I mean, I know I know about that stuff. I mean, you sure Jillian was involved in that stuff? I don't know if she was involved in that stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna come out with it. So the guy who plays the director is Jared.
Oh, that guy. Oh, he's from the Midnight Screenings, isn't he?
He used to be. You
Oh,
notice?
this I don't know, but I thought you were talking about the other.
Okay. Well,
okay,
here
so
you go.
I have no idea what this is.
This is some scandal shit right here. This is some scandal shit.
See, folks, this is the part of the show where Tiki tells me stuff I don't know.
Right? That's a very rare occurrence.
What do you got?
I'll probably be doing some of that in our Disneyland podcast as well. But anyway, oh man, without getting into too many personal details.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, so basically Jared, you notice he hasn't been on the site or anywhere near the community in a while. That is because, without getting into too many details, he is essentially...
we weren't there. We can't say too much, but let's just say...
Exactly, but without getting into details, he was essentially the reason that Brad and Jillian broke up.
Oh.
And so here he is as a porn director telling Brad, and it's really fucking uncomfortable in retrospect, man. Oh, man.
Well, that's a shame. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, so then we see that Cinema Snob is now not a plumber, but dressed in character because he is now a world-renowned porn star.
He's freaking like the Dirk Diggler, except on a grand scale. Dirk Diggler being Mark Wahlberg from, what's it called?
Boogie Nights?
Yeah, Boogie Nights, yeah.
Is it Boogie Nights?
Yeah, it's Boogie Nights, yes.
So again, he's partnered up with the lovely and talented and beautiful Jillian. Oh. And so apparently, Cinema Snob, the reason he has grown such acclaim is that he has a lightsaber penis.
I don't necessarily think he actually has a penis that is a lightsaber. I just think that's an analogy for how big it is. Yeah, I know.
He's either the size and or with the ability of a lightsaber. I'm not sure.
I hope it's not with the ability, because that would be that would be painful.
It's like just basically Jumbo Dog. That's all I'm gonna say. Meanwhile,
and then Jillian, she's just like she's like, oh, I just orgasmed at your voice.
Well, to be fair, everyone does that. To be fair.
Oh yeah, of course. I love him. I think Brad Jones should do more podcasting. I really do. When he left Lost in the Static, I'm sorry, not Lost. When he left Radiodrome, because he used to be a co-host on Radiodrome, I was like, no, Brad, you're such a good podcaster. You have such an amazing voice. But he's just like, well, that's to be expected.
So then we see, so basically before the critics are in disbelief, like, oh, well, everything would turn out fine for him because he's very successful. Bear in mind, it's not just a porn star; it's like he's a very successful porn star. Mm-hmm. So they like in disbelief, and then before Orlando goes off to before Roger whisks him away to the next one. So wait, I want to see this, and we see we don't see, but we get sense the critic and Roger see that the Force is definitely with the Cinema Snob, and he's working his magic. He drops the buckle, and we just hear a loud thud, and then just a series of drills and and then we move on. Because after they renounce, oh my, it's not human.
Also, just throwing it out there for the uncomfortable factor, there's a sex scene between Brad and Jillian in the Cinema Snob movie that is really uncomfortable.
That's after they...
Yes, yes. It was incredibly uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be digging up this personal...
real quick, is the Cinema Snob movie any good?
Yeah, it's worth watching. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Channel Awesome specials, just because it doesn't have that whole draw of having like all the characters in there. But it's interesting. It's got some good style to it. You know what I mean? It's got some good stylistic choices behind it.
All right. Okay. Anyway, so
honestly, my favorite Brad Jones movie is honestly not the Cinema Snob movie, but the
Paranoia.
No, not Paranoia. Game Boys. Because they spun off the animated series Game Boys, but they had the original Game Boys, was essentially like, it was Clerks for people that work in a video game store, and it's great. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on his site for free.
I don't like the fact I can't watch him before I can buy him. That's the thing I don't like about it.
No. I just said it's on his site for free.
No, I'm talking about the other things. I would like to watch the Cinema Snob movie before I would purchase it, but I can't do it.
Okay, funny thing about the Cinema Snob movie, I actually fucking bought it, and it just never came to my house. It just never got delivered. So I was forced to stream it because I was like, I need to see it. I mean, I still don't have the 4 commentary tracks, which is why I bought it in the first place, but whatever. Anyways.
Okay, so then we go to a bar.
Yes, oh god.
And we see, what am I? Like this guy. We see poor old Linkara. He's all...
Well, this guy, you and him are, you know, you both got the comic book thing going on for sure.
I mean, I like his stuff. I can see at times he can get a little tedious, a little into his own stuff occasionally.
It's fine. I think he's just kind of more informative than anything else. He cares more about, like, it's just stylistic, you know.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna not that I believe me, I still watch the guy's videos. I only watch him when saying like a comic I know or like, but he's a little pompous, little
all right.
That's all I'm saying. He's a little.
You know, I gotta say though, when I first heard his voice, it reminded me exactly of a young Wallace Shawn.
No, I didn't get that.
You didn't get that?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, anyway, so well, when he yells, maybe, but I don't know regularly.
Yeah, when he yells, yeah.
When he yells, I can see that. Okay, so we see Linkara. It looks like he's not doing too well. He's like,
yeah, he's got his head down. It seems like he's just drowning himself in booze. You know, trying to.
He seems upset, and he's just.
Oh man.
But in reality,
I love how genuine the critic is. He feels. It's like, oh, Linkara.
Yeah, I love that for a moment. Then we see he's actually just really peeved, and he's on the phone. We'll say, why? But then he's like, what? Because we see he's actually the peeved president and owner of DC and Marvel Comics.
And Marvel. They cannot do Iron Man versus Batman 3 without my permission. You tell Robert Downey Jr. that he has to be patient until I get a faithful script. It ain't gonna happen.
I gotta tell you, I appreciate the fact he's waiting for a faithful script. I do appreciate that.
Would you want to see Batman versus Iron Man?
Well, I mean, 2 left a little ambiguous. I don't know if we can do 3. But, the first one was really good. I mean, if it returns to the first one, I'm definitely there. I'm just saying that the ending on 2 was just kind of like, oh man, how do they come back from this? If they got a good story, I'd be more than willing to see.
So we're talking about the Amazing Spider-Man franchise.
Okay, so apparently he also mentions like he's caught in a snowstorm. That is why he is curled in the bar.
Yeah, and then we get a nice cameo from Doug Walker as that guy. In true Heisenberg fashion, Linkara gives him $100 as a tip.
Yep. Which, by the way, little Easter egg. It's actually a 20, but they said it's 100.
Oh, is it really? Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that. Great.
But yeah, it's like there's a gaggle of hookers with your name on it. So
I love this little gag. It's like Roger, Critic and Roger. They're just like, well, maybe just because he's president of both Marvel and DC, maybe it's not that good. Maybe on the inside he's right. And then Linkara's just like, God damn, it feels good owning 2 comic book companies.
Which I can only imagine. Yeah, it must feel good.
Oh, I know, right?
And I could say
all these scenarios are just like literally everyone's like wildest pipe dreams. Brad being the most famous porn star in the world, and then Linkara being the president of both Marvel and DC. It's great.
Okay, so then we go to then Roger brings up a clever idea, I thought. Saying, wait, what about the nostalgia? Well, someone is it Critic who brings it up, or is it Roger?
It's Roger, I think.
Yeah, Roger brings up about the nostalgia chick, and the Critic's like, hey, that's right. That's right. Without me,
she would have never pursued her dreams of filmmaking. Ironic, because now she is off the site and pursuing her dreams of filmmaking. So, just want to point that out.
Wait. So, is she official? I was wondering about it. Is she officially off the site now?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's officially off the site. I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure she's officially done with the nostalgic chick. Could be mistaken. If I'm mistaken, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure that's what the deal is.
Well, listen. Also, with the well, before we go in let's address some tropes here. Okay. So also, I think we got a bit of again, the fun twist on the trope, by the way, but twist on the depressed man at the bar around Christmas.
Exactly.
Seeing the less fortunate around the bar around the holidays.
And of course, it turns out that he's very not unfortunate at all.
And then we see some Christmas generosity. We do see that with him giving the 100.
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. And again, I really that's a really classy move in my opinion. Heisenberg and Linkara have it right; they really do.
Although on Heisenberg, I always thought it was kind of stupid on his part for some reason, because I always thought there was going to be some extra story significance to that $100 bill. I don't know why. I just thought like it almost seemed kind of careless for him to do it, because it seemed like a surefire way for that waitress to remember him and kind of point a finger to him. But anyways, this isn't Breaking Bad.
Yeah, well, it's like towards the end of his master plan. I think he can get away with a few slip-ups. Come on.
I'm not calling it a slip-up. I actually kind of, for the longest time, thought it was intentional and there was going to be some sort of story reason behind him wanting to get caught or something like that. Anyways.
Nostalgia chick. Away! Literally. Okay, so.
I got to say, out of all the cameos, this is probably the one that I cared the least for.
Yeah, I'm with you here. This one, I don't know why, it just doesn't grab me.
First of all, I tried looking up who the hell this guy is. I got nothing. I have nothing.
Yeah, it was like it's like
I've like literally like never seen him before.
I don't think it's Ed Glazer. He doesn't look to my.
No, it's not Ed Glazer. It's definitely not Ed Glazer. No,
it's not Ed Glazer. Some guy looks kind of like him though.
I don't think it's anyone on the site. I mean, if it is, then it might be like. Like, you know how Nella is, like a spin-off character of the chick? It might be like a spin-off character of one of the people. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably. I have no idea.
Like okay, so we got in the session, we hear like crying baby, and then, okay, here's a fun twist on the Christmas trope right now. He thinks it's going to be like kind of the With the Wonderful Life, kind of like someone's life completely disrupted, more so kind of the single mother around the holidays, which, we've seen kind of that before, like kind of the crying chaos going around and saying, oh, my life is in shambles. The Critic, I just love that the Critic is so happy.
He's ecstatic.
It's like, hey, yeah, she's a single mom, not a director or anything that she wanted to be. Nope, not the case. Actually, she is a very successful director. Apparently, she has $1 million condo. And she bought the apartment complex for a temporary storage space.
Yeah, I don't think this played out really well. I don't really think they did a good. I think what would have been better is if they showed her as a director, like rubbing knuckles with Spielberg or something. Like on the phone to Spielberg or something like that. You know what I mean? Like actually show her directing. Since that was like the big thing, I don't really think her being a famous director really. I think more than anything else, it's like, oh, she's rich and she can buy out an apartment complex.
Yeah, I
don't really think the director thing kind of came through.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that, Tiki. I'll tell you also what it is. It's that with the Nostalgia chick. It's kind of two things. It's one. Sometimes she oversells the feminist thing. Sometimes, I think that's kind of bleeds through this one. Would you agree at all? It's like the whole like.
I mean, that's the Critic actually. He makes a joke about that.
Yeah.
At the end, so.
What do you mean? It's fine. It's just because usually it's not funny though. It's just like again, we've joked about this before. The whole strong, independent woman. It's like that.
Strong, independent woman.
Well, I mean, of course, she coined that. I believe. I could be wrong. But,
I think she did. Yeah.
With that said, I'm just saying she is kind of guilty of that a lot sometimes with her videos. Sometimes, like, she just kind of hams in with the whole feminist thing sometimes.
She does a little bit. I'm
not saying always. I'm saying she keeps it really well in check. I'm saying sometimes that bleeds through and it comes across like a little, not mean, but, like a little, not cliched. It's like clenchy, it's like something like that. It's like, this fake smiling, It's like a little, like, facetious. I guess that's what I'm looking for. A little facetious sometimes. But not her. I'm just saying, like, how it feels with this. It's like they're spelling out all the stuff, saying, "Oh yeah, we're basically saying, yes, I have a great relationship, and I'm a director. You don't need to spell that out, okay?"
Yeah, we get it.
However,
like it's kind of a show don't tell sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if she's saying
better if they would have just showed her like directing or winning an Oscar or something like that.
Yeah, like Oscar, I'm more impressed by the Oscar thing. I like the gag about her going to make a good version of Twilight. I thought that was hilarious.
Actually, that's kind of a funny tie-in because in real life she did the whole the whole thing where she wrote the parody 50 Shades of Grey thing.
Wait,
so
what?
in a way, it was she did the whole. I
thought that was her like reviewing every chapter.
No. It was her actually writing a book that was just based entirely off of young adult novel tropes and just making fun of it that way. And she actually wrote the book. So I feel like it's kind of like that kind of almost foreshadowed that. Like I said, there's sort of some weird foreshadowing stuff.
Man, it is like the ghost of Christmas future.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
But also, again, just the things like the whole stay-at-home dad thing, I think is like a little too. Like, that's not a big thing. Like, people can have stay-at-home dads. Come on.
Oh, I know.
They treated that one like it's an anomaly of like, oh, it's a stay-at-home dad that supports his wife.
Right. No, I totally hear you.
And then like the whole respect-based thing with Nell. Again, the thing with the Sashi is like sometimes her humor is like more self-contained within her own series. It doesn't really bleed out with other stuff. And let me also tell you this: I'm not sure this led to her getting off the site or anything, but it's in case anyone's curious about directing stuff. I'm sure you know about this. Yeah, she did. She did a documentary about abortion. Then she got in some trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if like.
I don't know much about that, but yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I'm not sure the aftermath of the results were. All I know is like she did a thing about abortion. People, it was controversial, and I'm not sure. From my understanding, like then she started to appear less on the site. I don't know if it's connected or not, but
I think it was when she was doing that documentary that she appeared less because she was just really tied up in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the response from the documentary didn't help.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Anyways.
Okay, anyways, I know the Critic just like this look on his face saying, next! Just like, this is not at all like I wanted to. It's like, next! Perfect timing. So then we go to the yellow Oval Office, which they pointed out, like, it's a little weird it's a yellow Oval Office, but
Oh, whatever. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Then we get to another kind of, it's a decent reviewer, like Angry Joe.
Oh, I like Angry Joe. He's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of it. I've seen him review a Deadpool game and review I've seen him review a few games.
I mean, he's not one of those people where it's like I follow like every review he does, but I think he does very precise, very very good content.
Yeah. I love him when he appears in the specials, though. I love it when he appears in the
specials. Yeah, he really gives it his all. I love the opening.
Suburban Notes.
Yes.
One of the funniest things you've ever seen.
Oh my god.
Then I gotta give at least
No.
At least I have to give props to him for sticking up for Man of Steel.
That's true. He was one of the few that did. I forgot about that.
I give him props for that. Plus, I love he did the whole Jor-El thing. We wore like the reversing, like the flashy colors. And, I love that. Okay, I'm sorry. Say Angry Joe is president, which is like, what? You never make that guy president. So he's kind of like a Reagan-esque, Reagan-Nixon-esque guy. Wants a lot of action now. That kind of guy.
Sure.
And pretty much he's all gung-ho, he wants...
There's like over-the-top sort of patriotic, here comes the flag music playing in the background.
I love like this kind of president he's putting on. He was so funny. He's like this guy, literally, the trigger-happy Joe in the presidential role, just like saying he wants no Quebec anymore. He just hates Quebec all of a sudden. He's just like, let's get rid of it. It's just manslaughter. It's the best thing since I publicly this will be the best thing since I publicly executed Tom Green. So two things. One, man, Angry Joe really hates Canada.
I know, it kind of comes from nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, and two, the thing with just Tom Green.
Blame Canada.
Well, why does everyone hate Tom Green? I don't really get that.
Have you seen Freddy Got Fingered?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Aside from that, really, do we really hate the guy? Aside from that one thing? I mean, I liked him in Bob the Butler. He was good in that.
Oh, God.
That's the thing. I mean, I have no feelings on Tom Green one or the other. I mean, yeah, he's bad and Freddy Got Fingered, but I mean, other than that, do we really?
No, but the thing is, Freddy Got Fingered was so fucking terrible, and it was like his baby. Like, that was his passion project.
But I'm saying people with a line like this, people just really hate Tom Green. I'm saying, man, there is a lot of hate for Tom Green. I think it's because people are usually likable in Canada. He, along with Justin Bieber, are probably those two exceptions.
Oh, come on! I would not put him in the same league as Justin.
No,
Bieber.
I'm not putting him in
nothing.
I'm not putting.
There's nothing redeemable about the Biebs.
Hey, I'm just listing dislike.
Fuck
Canadians.
Bill Clinton.
I'm just listing dislike Canadians. I'm not saying he's in the same league.
All right, fair enough.
And he didn't like dishonor like the hockey thing. He didn't like dishonor Stanley Cup or anything.
All right, so
okay, so then he blows up Canada.
Yes.
Which ironically was in effect done by Phalis, by the way. who was from
right. That's
destroyed
great.
his own homeland. He's a traitor and a fiend. No,
I love how there's basically just like a huge sitcom-style applause for Joe blowing up Canada.
I love more so just this is one line that really cracks me because again, Canada, the consensus of Canada, it's a peaceful place, you know.
Sure.
Is that yes, I put an end to the tyrannical rule of the evil empire of Canada. That to me is funny, and then you see the shock on Roger and the Critic, especially Roger's like, oh my god. So then we go back home for a bit, and there's a bit of a plot hole. Like, why would they just go home, but instead of just going to the next one? But again, I don't know. It's fine. So, anytime Tiki takes her, they will stop home.
Okay, so yeah, Critic's done. You know, I think they just had to stop home because it's like, well, the whole joke of like, well, how much worse could it possibly
just
get?
Take a moment
Joe
to take it in,
president?
you know.
Right. It's like you saw Joe as president. They can't get worse than that. There's no possible way. Oh, little do they know. So who do they decide to visit?
Well, let's see. They trying to think of anything before they go visit him. Yeah, they decide to visit Spoonie.
Oh yeah.
And then they appear in what looks like they didn't go anywhere. They just went to the next room. Well, this is where I do my reviews. Well, where's Spoonie? And then he appears.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
The best Sam Raimi style scream in the statue. One of the best reactions is the critic scream. The notion of Spoonie as in the statue is so terrifying. Just the way he screams, with the hands over the head, like, ah! I'm not doing it justice by any stretch. It's just so.
And I would say at that point, Spoonie was probably the second most well-known person on that whole site besides the Critic. Because he had his own thing going on before Channel lost him. You know, he had his own sort of the Final Fantasy X stuff and all that.
Yeah, how many Final Fantasy things are there anyway?
What do you mean how many Final Fantasy games in total?
Yeah.
Besides the spin-off, I believe, besides all the spin-offs, I believe there's like 14.
He's reviewed like a whole bunch of them. I don't know.
He's reviewed 8, 9, 10, 10-2, and 12, I believe. I'm saying
there's like a 10 and a 10-2. There are parts to this.
Oh, yeah, well, that's just Final Fantasy for you. There's a whole bunch of Final Fantasy crossovers, but...
It still bugs me that he never did the whole...
Final Fantasy crossovers.
It still bugs me. I mean, I didn't look that hard, but I mean, when I looked for it, though, he never did the whole thing. The thing they set up in Suburban Nights, the whole... Marty!
Right.
The thing where he does it in the middle of a review, and when he got to that game, he didn't do it. Like,
oh god. Okay. Anyways. So
it's
that's what I'm saying is that if anyone at this period in time on the site could have been like, you know, Nostalgia Critic level of popular, it probably would have been Spoonie.
And unfortunately, things didn't turn out well for Spoonie.
Well, we'll get into that. Yeah.
Well, we'll be tactful about it, but yeah, we'll get into it.
Spoonie, he's still doing his thing.
Oh yeah, he's fine. I'm just saying, like, yeah, it was kind of a tense situation, but we'll get
into that. Yeah.
Not yet. Okay, so Spoonie is a Nostalgia Critic, and what's he reviewing? The film that he in real life, he and Doug Walker have very different opinions on, respectfully so, but still different opinions. I'm getting the middle on this one, actually. The review of Last Action Hero, the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay, I've actually never seen the movie, but I owned the Super Nintendo game. And let me tell you, that thing was a bitch to play. It had the most awkward controls.
I've just seen the movie, that's all.
Okay.
You know, I think the stances are the Nostalgia reviewed it, and you know he did not give a positive review, and Spoonie likes it. I'm kind of in the middle, man. I think there are a lot of good stuff to it, but you know it's kind of silly. Some people like the kid. I like the kid's lines, but I don't like the kid's delivery of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. Anyway, I'm saying the concept's really good, but I think the execution's lax in some places.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so sorry. So yeah, he basically gives a glowing positive. There's nothing wrong with this movie. Schwarzenegger is hilarious, and I love this. You know, I love the delivery. Not even just the delivery. I love the timing on these gags. More so, like the scream had great timing, and this gag had great timing. So he says something, and then Creed instantly cuts him off, saying, "That film was clumsy and unnecessary."
Right.
Not doing it justice, but it's pretty funny.
Then we come in with everyone's favorite internet troll, Douchey.
Douchey McNitpick.
Oh god, oh god.
Yeah,
And
he's
then Critic,
kind of gone dark on us. You know, he's no longer really around that often.
no, not really. I think he's one of those characters that you can't pull out on every review, though.
I kind of wish he.
Really
Well, no, not every
obnoxious.
review, but I'm saying like another top 11 list. It's been a while.
Sure, yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Duchy again. You know,
It has been a while. It has been. All right. Anyway, so Critic at first he's like, oh, let's see how Spoonie takes one of these internet trolls. Oh god. And Douchey,
Hello, Duchy.
Oh, I love it. It's like Spoonie and Douchey are like chubs. He's like, oh, what are you up to, Douchey?
Oh, nothing. He's the big fan. Just wanted to say hello.
Oh, I just want to say you're doing a fantastic job, and you're just a treasure to us all.
Yes. Oh, also, you're doing the Phillies crossover.
Okay, this is where I want to interject with the Spoonie controversy stuff.
Well, the Phillies thing is just an innocent gag.
No, I understand that the Phallus thing is just an innocent gag, but let's just think about the implication of Spoonie doing a crossover with Phallus now. So,
well, I don't know anything. This might be news to me because I know the stuff of the other people. Does he had something going on with Phallus?
Okay. Time for Tiki's gossip hour.
Okay, so this I did not. Well, it's kind of like the gossip hour of the Clarabelle. Remember?
So it's kind of a 6 degrees of separation thing with what he has going on with Phallus.
6 degrees of Spoonie.
Yes. But okay, so basically what went down is I don't want to obviously get into too much detail, but there were some inappropriate comments that Spoonie threw. Oh shoot, what's that?
Well, I know that stuff. I'm just saying,
so
I don't know how Phallus felt. It was a Jesu Otaku.
Yeah, Jesu Otaku.
The new girl who was in the last one.
Right.
Taboldi.
Basically, Spoonie got a little inappropriate with her.
Yeah.
No, here's where Phallus fits into it. Is
basically after the whole controversy and stuff that happened.
Yeah, and Alison Pregler, who is Obscurus Lupa. Yeah. She's she got like really like
she was offended and made.
She was really the one who kind of like stirred up the whole controversy. Like Otaku really wanted to kind of keep quiet about it, but basically Lupa was the one that really stirred the fire on it.
Basically, things get kind of, in a nutshell, folks. Things just kind of got blown out of proportion.
Way so. And so my whole point of how Spoonie and Phallus, just the idea of them doing a crossover now, is that, of course, I don't know if Phallus and Allison are still dating. I think I assume they are.
Yeah, they had this weird thing in Taboldi Flea where they had just real quick to address the whole relationship stuff, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Just at the end of Taboldi Flea, there's kind of this weird gag. It's more of like a real meta gag of like the whole characters are lusting after other characters when in reality like they're kind of giving a wave to the people that are really involved. This like Phallus is like waving to I believe, and I'll tell you one thing personally. Not just because of the stuff that went on, but I'm not crazy about Lupa. I'm really not.
I'm not either.
She's okay.
Really
she's okay of hers in Suburban Nights, but the rest of it is just, I don't know, it's just.
I don't really. None of her reviews.
I listened to a commentary. I'll show you what I think epitomizes what I think we all can maybe feel better, or at least I even maybe feel better. Is that just listen to a commentary. I love when Cinema Snob and Phallus do commentaries here on the specials.
Mm-hmm.
And so I listened to it, Kick-Ass, Suburban Nights. Suburban Nights is pretty funny. And anyway, so the last one for Taboldi Flea, she was on it, and she just derails it like crazy. Like she doesn't let him talk about it. She just makes fun of everything. It's like, come on, let it play a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like not just. It's funny when they kind of make fun of like the stories about what's going on and stuff, but no, it's like she just. Every line, so she's mocking. It's like she really doesn't like the movie almost. I'm saying I know she does. I'm saying comes across. You're mocking every syllable coming out of the screen. Come on.
So anyway, what I'm just basically getting at is Phallus. Phallus was in a relationship with Lupa when Lupa was doing all this. Phallus very much stuck to Lupa's side. And for that reason, I don't think Phallus and Spoonie will be doing a crossover anytime.
Well, Phallus brings credibility, so that probably didn't help the cause in the day.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it was a really unfortunate thing that went down. But you know what? I'm glad that Spoonie's appeared on the site since then. He's still doing his own thing.
Oh, he's appeared on Stage Critic a few videos.
Right. To tell you the truth, my favorite thing that Spoonie does is probably the movie reviews that he does with his brother Miles. And he hasn't been doing those recently. I think Miles is probably just busy because he's a cop. But anyways, he's doing his own thing. He talks way too much about wrestling nowadays, but whatever, to each his own.
The only bad guy in that situation is Lord Cat, because he did like literally.
I forgot about Lord Cat.
He either did. Let's just say the funny guy from the Kick-Ass. Aside from a cameo he had in Suburban Nights, basically when all the Spoonie stuff happened, he apparently, and I was surprised by this, he did like a 2 to, I don't know if it was 4, it might actually, I'm surprised, it might have actually been 4, but it was at least 2 to 4 hour tirade on why he didn't like Spoonie.
And I listened to it, and it was bad. It was really bad.
It got real.
Oh man, I mean, he was like calling out shit like Spoonie being a transgender and stuff like that. Like really, yeah. Oh yeah, let's not get into it.
The point is, a lot of really kind of hate coming out of nowhere. I mean, I was surprised, but man, that is a lot of hate for one guy.
And I'm pretty sure Allison came on and just joined right in the back.
No, she didn't, but to my knowledge, she did. But,
what?
I don't think she did. But
I think she did. No, she was on.
I skipped around, so it was a little too much.
I know for a fact she was on.
Okay. Well, I mean, it might have been a different one. I don't know.
Because I watched the whole 4-hour thing, man. I was like, it was kind of like one of those sort of like train wreck type things where
he took callers and stuff. Which, man, that's
He took callers, exactly, and that's where Lupa came in.
All right, point is, he's the only real bad guy. He's just kind of piled on, but otherwise, it's a group thing.
I don't necessarily I don't necessarily think Lupa helped.
No, I mean Lord Cat just pile on. That's all I'm saying. Everyone else is kind of at fault.
Right. I very much respect the people like Joe that kind of came to Spoonie's defense. Joe, Brad. Yeah. Brad was very much behind Spoonie. Anyway.
But again, people don't rake us in the comments. We're just from an observing point of view. Okay, we don't really have any view one way or the other about this movie.
And this is like this is a very elaborate point to go off of the whole joke of like, hey, when are you and Bayless getting to a crossover?
Yep, and that is really funny. I love the gag of like, well, Cat has disappeared for some reason. I have to get back to you on that. Okay,
don't worry about it. Take your time.
And then here's where he says, Junior was a good movie. He says, yeah.
No. That's a little bit. First of all, Spoonie's just like, oh, Douchey, you're such a charming young man. And then Douchey just produces Douchey to tears. Just like, beautiful man. All right, so now if I may, I have an audio clip that I want to play for the Junior thing.
For the Junior thing, or do you mean?
For the Junior thing, yeah.
All right. And
I didn't think Junior was that bad. I mean, Schwarzenegger pregnant, that was kind of funny.
Essentially, because Junior, in my opinion, Junior was like probably the second worst in Savage Critic review, because he has nothing to work with. That movie is just it's got nothing. Aside from the one like the ma gag, it's got nothing there. It's not his fault. It's just he has nothing to work with when that happens.
And might I just say that is like one of my favorite moments in like all of like the legacy that is Channel Awesome is just the look in Spoonie's eyes, man. The look in Spoonie's eyes as he's laughing about it is just pure insanity.
I gotta tell you, it's such kind of a psychotic. It's just the situation is just, to me, it's like kind of this psychotic masterpiece almost of like just Spoonie laughing maniacally and the Critic just trying to shoot him even though both of them know.
I love how Spoonie, it's like he has no idea the Critic's in the room. He has no, he's just laughing maniacally to himself, almost seemingly out of nowhere.
And I just love that the Critic just keeps shooting him even though it's doing nothing. It's like just the psychotic thing on both sides of like just trying to shoot a man he can never harm and just laughing at no one.
So yes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Really kind of funny in this. Okay,
all right.
So continue.
So then we get back. They go back, and And Roger, he has the line, he has the title line. He's like, well, you really were a dirty, rotten bastard.
Oh, we had a really good framing too, like really great shot. Like Craig, he's like kneeled down with like Roger behind him. Really good, great shot.
And then Critic's just like, "This is supposed to be a pep talk? I gotta tell you, this is a really bad pep talk.
Makes you want to take a shower with a toaster."
And Roger, he's
It never happened.
Someone always misses someone. And then, and then Critic's
It's
just
possible.
like, well, what about you, Roger? Roger's like, I would have never thought about that.
How would your life be? Okay, go and say, what if you had never met Welcome to Session, never born? What would happen in Roger's life? So we see we're in heaven, or we're in heaven, and potentially Santa Christ's half father.
Right.
I don't know.
Again, voiced by Rob Walker.
Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe. So we got God on the phone with God with his big boom voice. Sounds like he's coming from everywhere, but he's on the phone with Roger, who's like decked out, shades, really nicely dressed. He's looking a lot better than his robes he's got on right now. All suave. So basically, he's God's number one angel, number one guy. The quote 89 says, "You are number one guy."
All right, God, we're working on. We got world peace coming in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
And God, he's just praising Roger. He's like, "Oh, Roger, you're the first in line to be my replacement. You're my number one." And then Roger, he's just like, oh, thanks, guy. Send my best to your son.
He's pals with God, and apparently without the necessity, we would also have world peace. That's just some food.
Right, exactly.
And while we're stewing on that food for thought, apparently Roger is too. So he just in awe, he like snaps his fingers. They're back, and he just it's just dawning. Yeah, I love it. You can see the wheels turning in his head of like, huh?
I was the number one guy. No one's ever been his number one guy.
And then I love his
buddy.
Now let me address this before we go further. Because we went like a whole few minute thing about spooning. I can give a few minutes of relevance.
Yeah.
So also before we let me say also with some Christmas trips here, a bit of religion in there with God.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's played very silly, but it's there.
It's a bit. So basically, now when they were working on this, Doug Walker, he thought he was on top of the world, thinking. This happens to the best of people, by the way. He thought it was like an original idea of like no one has ever done this. Like It's a Wonderful Life gone south. Like It's a Wonderful Life reverse when the guy taken out of the equation has made everyone's life better. He thought that was the original thing. And then it dawned on him after he made it that, this is done a lot, especially in animation. Like there's a Fairly Odd Parents episode that does it, which is really not good. There's a bunch of. The point is, there's a lot of examples of this that he really didn't think of.
Okay, so that in its own kind of makes it a trope.
With the exception. A bit of that, yeah. So basically, it's not as original an idea as he thought, which is fine because he has his own distinct flair with that. But also importantly, however, he did praise himself, and I agree with this, that in the third act, though, this part is when really kind of, things that have been done before. Like, the angel realizes this, and he tries to kill the guy. Yeah. Oh, by the way, even like Bruce Timm has been through this, because he came on an episode of Batman the animated series, where it is basically Batman through the eyes of three children, what their perspective on Batman was, and apparently, it's been done all times before.
Right.
He thought he was genuinely convinced. Oh, he was first... Just saying, yeah, I've done this. But say, well, people are saying, no, you ripped this off. No, I swear to you, when I worked on it, I didn't mean to rip it off. Okay, so I'm sorry.
I kind of feel like the Lion King writers got into the same sort of situation with Kimba the White Lion.
Yeah.
Granted, Kimba, that is kind of one of those conspiracy theories that I'm kind of like halfway about. I'm like, on one hand, it's like, okay, maybe it's not that popular of a show. It wasn't like Speed Racer or Dragon Ball Z or anything. It was pretty kind of an obscure anime.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, when you look at it side by side, the plots are remarkably similar. The characters are remarkably
But then again, we live in a day and age where people are suing over a Frozen trailer.
Oh, dear God, right.
Okay, so moving on. So what's happened? So then he basically, the Sedgwick is kind of cowardly trying to get to avoid getting killed.
Yeah, he's like, oh, You said you were sick. It's life-threatening, I'm assuming.
No,
Critic is just like, no, it's police, police.
That cracked me up when he's sneezing. Police,
Oh,
police.
police.
Yeah, he's just trying to remind him. Well, it's a good thing we just keep things the way they were, and then he's like turning on him, and he's like just turning more maniacal, and like police, police.
Orlando really gives a good performance here.
Yeah, seriously, Orlando's a really great addition to just it's a shame he's not local because otherwise they have him more stuff. But when he appears, he's there.
Right.
Anyway, so but remember, if you want to see Malachite, you go to that sorry, it's, on the DVD you can go to his place. He actually works at, I think he owns that, to be honest. He either works at or he owns a muffin, not a muffin, but like a Starbucks type setup. It's like muffins, coffees, and stuff. And you can visit Malachite there as a bonus feature thing. Sorry, go on. So why am I afraid of you? This as Critic says. He says it to you're an angel.
And also, of course, as they're fighting, he has that great line like, "All right, Clarence, your ass is going down."
And apparently, the logic here for Roger is some people this is a potential hole, but it's fine. It's
a big hole, I think. It's like, okay, if you kill it, like technically the whole thing is if the Critic doesn't exist, not if you kill him.
Yeah, but however, there is bear in mind. First of all, he's off his rocker right now, so that's something to bear in mind right now.
I think just seeing the whole him being God's number one just kind of threw him through.
Yeah, that's the thing, but more importantly, I think it's that the way he views it is that the sooner we get rid of this guy, like every second counts. The sooner we get rid of this guy, the sooner everything can improve from this point forward. So maybe there's still time. That is potentially. Otherwise, he just snap his fingers and kill him, stash crazy a baby or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking killing babies again, nostalgic chick. Let's not get into that.
Oh God.
Oh. I meant that for the documentary. Nothing more, I assure you. Please don't kill me. Okay. Okay, what we got?
So let's see. Roger is basically just like, you think you can kill an angel? Go ahead and shoot me. No one can kill an angel.
Well,
no, said so himself.
Ixnay, no, we have a bunch of cool fighting, which, by the way, in real life, Orlando is a trained black belt, which is cool.
Right.
We got kind of like a fun black belt bonanza going on there. There's this really fun bit where he turns into a punching bag, really uses a staff to beat them all around.
Yeah, really fun editing, kind of cartoon editing going on.
Yep, and then again grabs the gun. God told me you can't kill an angel. Well, it's worth a shot. Get it? Shot.
So he shoots him right in the head. Right in the forehead, and then he's just like, so God lied to me. Seems like kind of a dick move.
And then the Sasuke has a big revelation. So do you believe the dialogue for this, or you just say what eventually happens?
Basically he just says, like, he hasn't made, if there's one life that I know I've made better, it's my own. And so he just really comes to this, just really elated kind of revelation.
So again, we have kind of the Scrooge revelation there.
Indeed, exactly.
Magnus Clarence, as we mentioned before. So then he goes to stop by, see Mati and Giggles, or the one Fraggle that England will graciously inform us who it is.
Dear, speaking of abortions. Oh, man.
Yeah. It's all related.
Right, it all ties together. Oh man!
So basically, Mati is going on saying
that's kind of bad.
So so then with Giggles, the Giggle Fraggle, the Giggle is like saying with a puppet voice, saying,
I want to say it's Wembley. It's Wembley.
Okay.
If it is a Fraggle, then it's Wembley, because Wembley is the yellow one.
Yeah, well, don't crush England's spirit. He serves a purpose. He loves the Fraggles. He should inform us. That's what we get for not inviting him before from the Fraggles. We didn't know, folks. We're sorry. No, I'm kidding. Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, it might be him. I'm not.
I think it's Wembley.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right, but again, England, correct us if we're wrong. So anyway, so Monty's saying as Wembley, perhaps. And Mary Poppins had an abortion.
And that's how she became a revolutionary.
And then just this bit correction, because whenever I don't know, his injury to puppets sometimes can be very funny. Sometimes, not all the time. Like if it's a puppet on puppet, it's not funny. But if it's human on puppet, then it's funny. Seriously, I remember All That did a parody of that. It was like kind of every skip was like the kid horribly abusing this poor puppet.
Right.
Had a few laughs, had a few gasps, had a few, oh god, someone call the cops on this monster. And the point is, like, Sesame Street comes by, tells him to get out of there, and he's like, just beats the thing's head in. You're like, ow, ow, okay.
All right, so I have Nostalgia Critic. He basically is just like, well, first of all, I love his reaction, just like Merry Christmas. What the fuck was that?
What was that?
What was that?
It's a Dylan Christmas after all.
And he's just, he's just like, oh, everybody, I'm back, and I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. So I have all his insults written down, if you don't mind, if I'll just run through them.
Yeah, so he starts off by saying to Angry Joe, he says,
not to Angry Joe.
No, I know, let me finish. Okay, never mind, go ahead.
He goes in order of who he,
I know he goes, and I was going to say.
So first of all, he goes to the snob. He's like, Merry Christmas, you porn-reviewing fucktard. Critics, snobs just like blow me. Merry Christmas, you self-righteous activist for anything. So again, kind of calling Lindsay out on her own shit right there. Yeah. And then Lindsay's just like, I so wish you'd die. This is probably my favorite.
Yeah, this one's fun.
Merry Christmas, you patsy comic book reading ass magnet. And he doesn't, Linkara doesn't even look up from his comic. He's just like, he just gives the finger. And then, all right, go ahead and say the Angry Joe one. And
then for Angry Joe says, you overexcited Puerto Rican jumping bean. And then Joe in response says, are you rushing or are you dragging, Critic?
Yeah, he does. Sure.
I'm kidding. What does it say? I just wanted to say that.
He said, oh, I am so working on a hand grenade with your name on it. I like this. He's like, Merry Christmas, you pompous reject of everything likable. Yeah, I like how at first it seems like Spoonie's flattered by it.
Oh, he is flattered by it. He's being very facetious.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'll see you in hell.
So, yeah, that one, watching it now.
Right.
I'm not saying personally I view it, though. I'm just saying that's how some people view them. Saying.
Exactly.
Again, it's like called the future in a weird way.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he's
now we got good old Santa Christ.
Oh yes. He's just so amused. That's the funny thing about Santa Christ is that he's just amused about everybody. And the moral of the story is.
And there's no moral, so that's why.
Brilliant. I just want to point out really quick. I thought it was nice at the end of the credits. It was thanks to everyone for their help and Merry Christmas. It was a simpler time back then, BlueDragonFive. It was a simpler time back then.
Oh, yeah, back in the days of everyone getting along.
Right.
Oh,
It really kind of made me nostalgic in a way when I saw that. I was like, oh, man, they really were a family back then.
It's like one of those documentaries about the band breaking up and getting back together for the reunion.
All right. So that was You're a Dirty, Rotten Bastard. So there's not a whole ton of substance to this, but I do think it's very clever sort of send up of It's a Wonderful Life, if anything else.
Yeah, it does hold up kind of as like a mini little Christmas tale of like, sometimes people just are really terrible to each other. They really are. It's why they ruin each other's lives. That's real life.
So I guess
sometimes it's a Lou Grant style Christmas. There's no happy ending. Sometimes it ends up that way.
So to go through some of the tropes, we have the Santa-like figure, I guess. We have the framing device of the storybook, like a Christmas story. What else? We have, of course, It's a Wonderful Life is like the big thing that's going on.
Yeah, that's some Christmas Carol.
Of course, yeah, with the turning around on the Christmas attitude for sure.
Yeah, a bit of religion there with the angels and God, number one guy.
A bit of it, yeah.
Got some holiday cheer and/or niceties, donating to the helpful barkeep for gag hookers, We also have the gift of porn. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God, it isn't that the best Christmas trope of all.
No.
Oh God, we also have the gift of like very darkly ironic in context stuff that's kind of uncomfortable, and is the only thing that sort of dates the special in a way.
And we have a Christmas tree, something.
We do.
That's all.
All right. So you want to set up the list?
Oh, folks, we like to this time around. We like to catalog what we've talked about, so we can just look at the end of this this Christmas jar and just say, "Wow, that's a lot of stuff we talked about." That's where we want to go.
That's a lot of fish.
Yes.
All right. So we have Rugrats, Let It Snow. We have I Love Lucy, Christmas Show, Batman, Invasion of the Secret Santas. A Rocket Power Christmas, Bells of Fraggle Rock, All in the Family Draft Dodger, Holiday Secrets Adventure Time, Holly Jolly Secrets, I should say. Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas. Merry Christmas, Keenan, Pinky and the Brain, Lou Grant, and without further ado, it's kind of a long title. Hold on, bear with me. You're a dirty, rotten bastard.
No tube of fun for the nostalgia critic. He ruined everyone's Christmas.
he didn't just ruin everyone's Christmas. He
ruined their lives.
He prevented world peace. I don't think it gets much worse than that.
But you know something funny?
Mm-hmm.
Your Santa Christ would be the one to actually give him a tube of fun, because Santa Christ gives all the cool gifts, remember?
yes, he does.
I mean, like, all the cool gifts. Like, even Othello. I mean, come on.
All right, anyways, there it is. You're a dirty, rotten bastard. Okay. So with that in mind, let's take a peek into the Advent calendar of next time on Christmas in July. Let's take a peek. So
it's a world of laughter, a world of
So I'll tell you one thing. This was out of all the things in Christmas in July that I definitively wanted to do.
Yep.
This was it. And not just
all Tiki.
And not just here, but also specifically on this date, on tomorrow, July 17th, a.k.a. Can you believe it, BlueDragonFive? Can you believe it? Disneyland is 60 years old.
Wow.
Right? It's crazy. It feels like just yesterday we were celebrating the 50th. It really does. It's like time fucking flies. But to celebrate this monumentous event, we're going to be taking a very special look at a short it's not a short, actually. It's a full-blown TV special that's near and dear to my heart. It's got a lot of really good Walt Disney stuff going on, which I think is going to be kind of the main draw for BlueDragonFive. A lot of fun sort of historical context stuff for Disneyland, which will be fun for me to talk about. It's a classic. I do think it's a classic of showcasing Disneyland. It's called Holiday Time at Disneyland. So we'll be getting on that. That should be a really, really enjoyable thing. I'm really looking forward to it.
And we can assure you, folks, it's going to be a lot better than the last thing Tiki specifically picked for us. That was Inspector Gadget.
I can assure you. We've got Walt Disney, so Walt Disney makes everything better.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, there's definitely some filler stuff in the Disneyland thing. There definitely is, but, All right, so with that in mind, I'd say, once again, just like we discussed with Lou Grant, this was turning a Christmas trope on its head. I feel like that's kind of an interesting prospect here on Christmas in July. What tropes work, which tropes don't, which tropes can you turn on your head? That's what we're here to find out.
Yeah, what would we call this process of determining how do we measure these tropes within a Christmas special? What would we call this process? I implore you. What magical words could we add to this process?
Putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Next time on Christmas in July. And then Mary Poppins had an abortion, and she became a revolutionary.